today's lesson will work on our intermediate course, and here Unit 9, Appearances. Unit 9.1, Real Beauty. Our goals here are describe appearances and make comparisons. Vocabulary and reading. Describing physical appearances. Exercise 1A. Work in small groups. Make a list of 5 things that make a person attractive, not just physical appearance. Pause video and answer the questions in a written form on your own. And now let's look at the possible answers. Well, the 5 things that make a person attractive, not just physical appearance, is their voice, their look, their behavior, their smile maybe, and their height. Exercise 1B. Look at the photos 1 to 6. Which words from the box can you use to describe people? Pause the video and describe each person using the words in the box in a written form. And now let's look at the possible answers. As you see, the first one is quite bold, middle-aged, quite obese, and blue eyes or green eyes, and white person, and he has well, not that grown beard. And the fourth one is curly hair and brown girl with middle-aged around, not middle-aged, around 25, and smiling face and black eyes, and well, that's it. Exercise 1C. Work with a partner. Put the words in exercise 1B in the correct category in the table. Pause the video and put these words in the tables below on your own. If you have finished, let's check the suggested answers. Age, elderly, 20s, middle-aged. Build, in good shape, overweight, slim, well-built. Facial features, clean-shaven, double chin, large forehead, long eyelashes, mustache, large jaw, round face, stubble, thick eyebrows. And hair, blonde, curly, dyed, fringe, going bald, gray, shoulder length, and spiky. Exercise 2A. Listen to 3 descriptions. For each description, say which person exercise B is B described. Pause video. Do this exercise in a written form.
Audio 9.1. 1.
He's got dark hair and a bit of stubble on his chin. He looks quite middle-aged and he's got a bit of a double chin. He's quite well built, possibly a bit overweight. Oh, and he's going bald, but he's got kind eyes.
2.
I'd say he's in good shape. He's probably in his late 20s. He's got quite a square jaw and a big nose, but it looks good. He's got a bit of a beard and a mustache. His hair is shoulder length and dark brown.
3.
I think she's quite slim. She's got short blonde hair with a bit of a fringe. Her hair might be dyed, actually. I'd say she was in her late 30s or early 40s.
And now if you have finished, let's check the answers. As you see, the photo 1 is first one, second one is photo 3, and third one is photo 2. Exercise 2B. Listen again and note which words and expressions you hear from exercise B to describe the people.
Audio 9.1. 1.
He's got dark hair and a bit of stubble on his chin. He looks quite middle-aged and he's got a bit of a double chin. He's quite well built, possibly a bit overweight. Oh, and he's going bald, but he's got kind eyes.
2.
I'd say he's in good shape. He's probably in his late 20s. He's got quite a square jaw and a big nose, but it looks good. He's got a bit of a beard and a mustache. His hair is shoulder length and dark brown.
3.
I think she's quite slim. She's got short blonde hair with a bit of a fringe. Her hair might be dyed, actually. I'd say she was in her late 30s or early 40s.
And now, if you have finished, let's check the answers. Photo 1 is stubble, middle-aged, double chin, well-built, overweight, going bald. Photo 3 is in good shape, late 20s, square jaw, mustache, shoulder length. Photo 2 is slim, blonde, fringe, and dyed. Exercise 3A. Read the first 2 paragraphs of a magazine article. What do you think the beauty company was trying to prove through their experiment? Discuss with the partner. Answer the questions in a written form. And now let's look at the suggested answer. The beauty company were perhaps trying to prove that we tend to be quite negative about our appearance. Exercise 3B. Now read the rest of the article and check if your ideas were correct. And as you see, the beauty company were perhaps trying to prove that we usually quite negative about our own appearance. Their aim is to encourage people to feel more positive about their appearance, about themselves, and more beautiful. Exercise 4. Work with a partner and discuss the following questions. And the question 1. Do you think it's true that women tend to believe they are less attractive than they really are? Why not? 2. Are men equally self-critical? Why not? 3. Does it depend on age? Do you become more or less confident as you get older? Pause the video, answer the questions in a written form on your own. And now if you have finished, let's look at the possible answers. Well, the first one, I think it doesn't depend on the gender. Well, it mostly depends on personality, level of confidence, the age. For example, most women actually tend to believe that they're less attractive than they really are. Maybe it's because of their insecurity. Maybe they are mostly valued by their look in current society when they don't work that much, and that maybe is a possible reason. I may get judgment for this idea, but mostly women are well valued for their beauty, and that's why they just think that they are not as beautiful as they say. And the second question is, men are not that self-critical. Most men don't even care about their look, because it's just they just prize themselves by just being able to put food on the table, work hard, being courageous. Well, the beauty is not the first thing when it comes to talking about attractiveness of men. And the third one, it definitely depends on age, because as you know, teenagers are really insecure, whether they are female or male. Mostly men are also very insecure in their teenage period, and they become more and more self-confident as they get older, peaking at around 30, 25, 30, and in middle ages this cycle again starts around 45 when they get wiser. Grammar and speaking. Comparison. We learn how to compare with good grammar structures. Exercise 5A. Look at the highlighted forms in the article and add examples from the article to the grammar focus box. Grammar focus. Comparison. We use comparative to compare people and things with each other. Examples are round, rounder, attractive, more closed off, fatter, sadder, much friendlier, happier, far more beautiful. As you see, with words with 1 or 2 syllables, short words, we use er suffix, and with longer, more than 2 syllable or 3 syllable adjectives, we use the word more at the beginning of the adjective. And here, big, bigger, tall, taller, beautiful, more beautiful, annoying, more annoying, and others. And 2, to make a negative comparison, we use less plus adjective. An example is, many women thought they were less attractive than they actually were, and less beautiful. And 3, we use a modifier when you want to give you more detail about the degree of difference between things, from the smallest to the biggest, and the examples are a bit, a little, a lot, far, much, very much. And here, for to say something is the same, use just as and adjective as. To say something is not the same, we use not as or so, adjective as. For example, I'm as tall as my brother. I'm not as tall as my sister. I'm not as or so smart as my father. And here, 5, we use superlatives to compare a person or thing with all the other people or things in their group. And here example is most interesting film. And to reach a quick conclusion, as you see here, we use comparatives to compare things, and we use er suffix or more, the word more, depending on the size of the adjective. If we want to give negative comparison, we use the word less, simply less attractive. And here we use modifiers to give the degree of comparison or degree of the degree of difference, ranging from a bit to very much. And we use the structure as, adjective as, to say something is the same or not the same. And we use superlative to compare one thing to the whole category, with the whole group. Exercise 5b. Look at the highlighted forms in the article which use a modifier. And now let's look at the answers. 1, a lot more closed off. 2, much friendlier. 3, far more beautiful. Exercise 5c. Look at 3 in the grammar focus box. And here questions are: 1, which modifiers make the difference between the things between being compared, bigger, stronger? And 2, which makes the difference smaller and weaker? Pause the video and try to answer these questions in a written form. And now, if you have finished, let's look at the answers. Well, the modifiers that make difference bigger and stronger are a lot, far, much, very much, and the modifiers that make the difference smaller and weaker are a bit and a little. Exercise 6. Complete the sentences using a comparative form of the adjectives in the brackets and a modifier where possible. Pause the video, try to fill the gaps on your own in a written form. And now, if you have finished, let's look at the answers. 1. Why is the campaign only about women? Are men a lot much more confident than women? 2. Actually, I think men can be as insecure as women, can't they? 3. The campaign is not as supportive of women as it says. Why is it important to be beautiful anyway? 4. Surely there are far more valuable things than being beautiful. 5. The biggest problem I have with the adverb is that it's made by a beauty products company. And 6, also the campaign is selling beauty. I think the adverb is a lot or a much better adverbs that make women feel bad about themselves. Exercise 7. Which of the statements in exercise 6 do you agree or disagree with? Why? Discuss with a partner. Pause the video and give your opinion on each statement on your own in a written form. And now let's look at the possible answers. Well, I agree with the second statement. I think men can be insecure as women. There are situations when they can be insecure, when they are not physically stronger, or when they don't make as much money as other people do, they can be insecure. And because man's social hierarchy dominance is well calculated or evaluated, assessed by how much money do they make and how physically strong they are. That's why when men can also be insecure in these situations. And I agree with the fourth statement. Surely there are far more valuable things than being beautiful, because no one can be beautiful all the time, because it's just physically impossible. We have a body and we are sometimes we're prone to getting sick, and just no one can be beautiful all the time, and it's just our society puts too much value on the beauty these days. Pronunciation, changing stress. Exercise 8A. Listen to the sentences and mark which word in each sentence carries the most stress.
Audio 9.2. 1,
The descriptions were more positive.
2,
The descriptions were much more positive.
3,
The descriptions were far more positive.
4,
The descriptions were a bit more positive.
5,
Their descriptions weren't as positive as their friends.
And now let's check the answers one more time. 1. The descriptions were more positive. In this, it's more. 2. The descriptions were much more positive. It is much. 3. Descriptions were far more positive. It is far. 4. The descriptions were a bit more positive. It is a bit. 5. Their descriptions weren't as positive as their friends. As you see, it is weren't. Exercise 8B. Compare your answers with your partner. What do you notice about changing stress? Exercise 8C. Listen again and repeat the statements in order to improve your pronunciation level. Exercise 9. Task. Work with a partner and go to page 130. That's the end of our today's lesson. See you in the next lessons.